What's good, YouTube? Your boy Warren here, and today will be the first episode of my Best Out of 10 series on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The way this series is going to work is I'm going to play with a deck and play with it for 10 matches. The first 5 matches is going to be me playing with the deck without a skill, and the second half will be me playing with the deck with a skill. And I'm going to break this up into 2 different parts. So the first half will be me playing with the deck without the skill the first 5 matches. And the second half would be me playing with the skill. I just want to break it up like that just to keep the videos a little bit shorter. I know when I tried to combine them, the video was pushing almost 30 minutes long. So I decided to separate them like this. And another thing I want to put is while doing this, I'm only going to commentate on my first 2 matches. Then I'm going to speed up the last 3 of that part. So for example, for this first half, the first 2 matches, I will talk over and give you my thoughts on what I was doing while playing this deck or certain moves that I made. Then the next 3 matches after that, it will be just some music playing and I'll just show you what happened with the duels. And the reason I'm doing it like this way is so if you wanted to say play with a deck but not necessarily have the skill, you can see how well the deck can still do with or without the skill to see if it's even worth investing any money. If it's a deck you need to pay for, if it's a free-to-play deck, you would just see if it's even worth playing at all. So let's get into the deck. So I just wanted to mess with Ancient Gears. So I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links seriously about 3 months ago, and the first deck I played with was Ancient Gears. It wasn't the deck that got me the King of Games on that first season that I played. It was actually Flower Cardians. Then the season after that, I used Invoke Neos to get in King of Games, and this season I made it to King Games using Yosenju's. But yeah, here's the deck. So obviously we're playing Ancient Gear, so you're gonna play with the boss monster right here, Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. If you don't know, its effect is when it attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or traps in response of its attack, and then it can destroy 1 spell or trap on the field on either player's side. So the combo usually with this is you attack with Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. If you have a Gear Town on the field, you destroy Gear Town. Once that Gear Town is destroyed, you can summon another Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon from your deck or your graveyard, or you can destroy Ancient Gear Fortress. And when you destroy Ancient Gear Fortress, that will allow you to summon another Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon or Ancient Gear Wyvern from the graveyard or your hand. His other effect is he can inflict piercing if you tribute an Ancient Gear monster form. I must say that's not all that common, but when it does happen, it's a pretty nice plus. Another way that I get to it a little bit later, but the other boss monster we have in the deck is Desperado Barrel Dragon. So Desperado Barrel Dragon has a quick effect. So when you enter the battle phase, you can flip 3 coins, and every heads you get, you can destroy 1 face-up monster on the field. That's any monster, not just your opponent's monster. But the way you will summon him is once a Dark Machine monster is destroyed on your side of the field, then you can special summon Desperado Dragon out your hand. The way we're doing that is playing 3 Blast Spiders. So the Blast Spiders they can destroy 1 Dark Machine monster on the field. That can be themselves or another Dark Machine monster. But in this deck, it's going to be just itself, and you can destroy 1 face-up card on your opponent's side of the field. Once it's destroyed, pop, special summon Desperado Dragon, then do a bunch of shenanigans. Then we have Ancient Gear Wyvern. Ancient Gear Wyvern, when he's normal summon or special summon, you can search your deck for an Ancient Gear card. So usually you search for your deck for Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon or Ancient Gear Fortress. Then Ancient Gear Wyvern also, when he attacks, he can negate the monsters that he destroyed effect. So this is just money wise why I only have 1 Galaxy Cyclone. If I had 2 more, if I started the game maybe a little bit earlier and I invested in this older box, I would have had 3 Galaxy Cyclones instead of 1 Galaxy Cyclone and 2 Dispels. You could probably play the deck with 3 Dispels or 3 Galaxy Cyclones. I actually prefer Galaxy Cyclone because you can destroy your opponent's card, a guaranteed destroy, because if you try to destroy with a Dispel, it might be a trap card, and then you kind of wasted your Dispel. But yeah, you can destroy 1 set card on the field, then while it's in the graveyard, As long as it's not during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can remove from the play, destroy one face-up card on the field. So that'll be your Ancient Gear Fortress or your Gear Town, so you can switch to some of your Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. And the last card is the Super Team Buddy Force Unite. So with this deck, you can, with this card, you will select a monster on the field. It can be your monster or your opponent's monster, and it has to be the same type, but a different name. So essentially, say Blast Dragons is a machine, I can use Super Team Buddy Force, select Blast Spider, and summon a Desperado from my hand or graveyard, or Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon, or Ancient Gear Wyvern. And also, if your opponent has a machine on the field, you can do the same thing as long as the monster has a different name but the same type. But that is it. Let's get into these replays and see how I did with this deck. Alright, here we go. So all these matches are pre-recorded. Alright, so here's my first match. Not a horrible hand. So set the Team Buddy Force, set the Gear Town, and I play the Galaxy Cyclone so I can summon Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon to put a little bit of pressure on my opponent.
It's my turn. I drop. From my hand.
So I decided to put in defense just in case my opponent did like play something that can beat over my Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon.
From my hand, I activate a continuous help me. I summon a monster. I activate my monster.
Once I saw that Soul Absorption, I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I really hate playing against this deck. It just takes so long. The matches do, usually.
Okay. I activate my monster's effect. Okay. I play my face down card. I activate my continuous trap.
So the Blast Spider was actually not a bad draw, because this will allow me to actually use the Super Team Buddy Force so I can summon my other Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon.
I activate my monster's
I figured they had the Dimension card face down, so I was like, I guess I lose this Reactor Dragon, but I was planning on to use the one in my hand to destroy that anyway.
monster's effect. Wait. I activate a continuous spell.
Let the fun begin. I summon a monster in attack position. I activate a spell.
But you also gotta remember, I have my Cyclone in the graveyard too, so
I activate a continuous
if my Reactor Dragon wasn't able to get to destroy that face-up spells, I could just use this too, which I decided to do right here anyway.
Let's battle. Take this. I attack you with a monster. My monster's effect activates.
I'm still okay.
I flip over my face down card. My trap activates.
You know what? I forget about the Blast Spider's other effect, that your opponent loses half of the monster's attack when it destroys a monster by battle. So like at this point, like my opponent's in a really bad position. I was like, I don't think there's any way they can come back from this. That's a Duel Reactor Dragon and a Blast Spider with just a Soul Absorption on the field. And that's what happened. They just decided to quit.
I end my turn.
My turn. I drop. That was the best.
You've come far and learned much. But you're still a novice.
It's me versus U-Bell. And I think I was actually playing a
I
U-Bell
only allow
deck.
the finest duelists to duel me.
Let's duel.
Duel. My turn.
Hand wasn't the greatest, to be honest,
Set a card.
so I couldn't play anything.
I set a card.
But to be honest, with this type of hand, the only thing I needed was like a destruction spell.
Draw.
Or even like a wyvern or a blast spider.
Monster.
But yeah, you see U-Bell, destroys U-Bell to summon Terra Incarnate.
I activate my own effect. You bell tech. I set a terror incarnate.
I was like, oh yes, a Dispel. I think I decided to go with destroying my Garretown, so I can just summon the Reactor Dragon from my deck. Decided to play the Fortress to protect that Reactor Dragon.
Face-down card. I activate a continuous spell. I set a card face down. From my hand, I activate a spell. My field spell.
Play the Reactor Dragon from my deck. And so now I know, like, I can't destroy his Terra Incarnate
You're ready.
by battle.
You summon a monster.
So I just decided to attack and destroy his back row instead.
Time to battle. Here I go. I attack with a monster. My monster's effect activates.
Choose a limit reverse.
I end my turn.
You shall experience. I draw. My monster's effect activates.
So saw that, I was like, it's not looking too good for me right here.
My monster.
Destroyed Nephis. Got another one.
From my hand, I activate a ritual spell. Lay your eyes on this. I ritual summon. My monster's effect activates. Terror incarnate. I end my turn.
Yeah, I was like, I really needed a Despacito at this point to at least get rid of the Terra Incarnate, and then get rid of the other monsters on the side of the field. But
Here I go. It's my
I was like, I'm just gonna play it out. See, I'm not just gonna surrender.
I draw. My monster's effect. Watch. My monster's effect.
Play the Fortress.
You did exactly what
Then-
I thought you'd do.
What I forgot to mention was Super Team Buddy Force other, I guess, effect. Once it's destroyed, you can set another one.
I set a card.
And I summoned the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon from the grave in defense.
Hope you're ready. I special summon a monster.
And I was like, oh, he's probably just gonna pop
Watch.
Sacred Phoenix again so he can attack. Oh, he just popped from his hand instead. And that was game. Alright. So that puts me at 1-1. I'm gonna show you these next three without playing with your skill and see how I fare.
Yeah. Wave. Yeah. I swear they never really understand me. I need a comment like I need a Grammy. She laced the flow with her designer panties. Yeah, we eating plenty. Check the pantry from the sound waves to the rebel lines. From the tattered bridges to expensive dishes. Now we eating ends with these new beginnings. Yet the sign a major for the bankroll. But thank the Lord that it dies at penitentiary. Night sky, but my inside is in mighty flashy with a bird's eye. Scribble gems to get my pockets lined till I get arthritis. My heart is icy, walking past the bouncer like I knew somebody. Krillix hella cloudy, or the poison ivy. Went from like a stronger with a cosign me. I don't even like me. Now I'm staring in the mirror in different poses. He claimed me the realest, the shy, but timid. The riddles were fingers, they simple minded. Find a road on top, I'm taking it. From the ground, now we paving it. Hella boastful when I'm ventilating. Too much on my plate, then they take it. Yeah, new sounds, I make a facelift. I'm in a new town, I make the wave split. New talent, we accruing balance. Where I run the game until my shoe is calloused. On a loose gravel, keep the flame lit. I relay the message, nobody better. I'm young and I'm careless, I want it forever, but I'm with whatever. Cause these days, I've been doing things my way. I got it made. Yeah, things been going my way. Yeah. Hope the feeling don't fade. Yeah, stream money, anything. They don't tell it where I live. Probably someone in the waves. Things been going my way. Yeah, hope the feeling don't fade. No, no, stream money, anything. They don't tell it where I live. Probably someone in the waves. Wave. Why they so negative? How they envy how I edit it. Live my life just like it's precious. Just give me the mic and light it under lights. I put a knife and pressure, they fabricate it. Yeah, I been as quick to set them straight. Yeah, I'm really next to detonate. California on the birth certificate. I be claiming they ain't seen the wave. I be painted on the level up. The tattered garments better starving artists. It's like 09, that was go time. Put clothes, man, that's where my heart is. Heart ain't need a placement. For my family's sake, I've been through some things, make a feel away. Why do I put out of place here? Why are they all in my face? Nobody better with the rhetoric. Tupac Shakur with the predicates. West side, you dead right. But I'm hating lanes from my side. Quick to switch, I tell them to behave. From the attic to the airwaves. Give me 5 for the airplay. Multi-million rockin' money plotting. Going up, yeah, I just elevated. Staircase, I'm headed to the paper plane for this is how I was folded planes. Now we gone, let them serenade. I see the chief for better days. I been down and out, I need a change. I flip it into $1. Flip with my people, the hatred they dismissing evil. Yeah, we all equal, I point out the obvious. They carbon, they copy us. Rose gold, the neck is decorated. Scream the power to the populace. Want it all, but nothing opposite. Yeah, cause these days I've been doing things my way. I can't hide away, make me feel it's all in my face. Yeah, I got it made. Yeah, things been going my way.